We're all familiar with phrases like, "I've got butterflies in my tummy," or "I'm feeling gutted." And we've probably experienced them too. But have you ever wondered why it is, when you're feeling anxious, stressed, happy, or excited, that you actually feel these emotions in your gut too? It's because there's real science behind your gut instincts. Let's start at the top with the brain. Our brain communicates with all the organs in our body, sending messages through a network of nerves that extends through the body like the branches of a tree, the central nervous system. The gut, though, is the only organ in the body that has its own local nervous system, the enteric nervous system. This system enables the gut to perform and control some actions all on its own, such as digesting the food we eat. This is why the gut is often referred to as the second brain. But while the gut is able to carry out some functions independently, it's always in close communication with the brain. And unlike other organs in the body, they talk to each other on a very regular basis. This relationship between the gut and the brain is called the gut-brain axis. Let's explore this a bit more. How do they talk to each other and why? The gut and the brain are physically connected through the central nervous system, which carries messages continuously back and forth between them. Although this communication is two-way, over 80% of the messages are actually sent from the gut to the brain. The main language our gut and brain use to speak to one another is through special chemical messengers, including dopamine and serotonin. Those important brain chemicals that influence our mood, also known as happiness and feel-good hormones. This is where it gets even more interesting. The billions of different bacteria that live in our gut, known as our gut microbiota, have the ability to influence the messages our gut sends to our brain. Most of them help produce the neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers like serotonin or dopamine. And in fact, around 90% of the serotonin in our body is produced within our gut. Here is just one example of how your brain and gut talk every day. The sight and smell of food is processed by the brain, which sends a signal that leads to digestive juices being released into the gut in preparation for the food arriving. The bacteria that have been well fed through our diet produce more serotonin, which travels to the brain and gives a mood boost. Scientists all around the world are continuing to research this close relationship between the gut and the brain, or, as we now know to call it, the gut-brain axis.